What's up, everybody? Benji Bruce here with SpeakingLifestyle.com, and in this video I want to talk about the #1 YouTuber right now and how he captures attention to build his following, to grow his audience, build his following, all that sort of jazz. I'm looking at this guy's YouTube channel, and without a doubt, this has to be one of the best YouTubers I've ever seen. Like, without a doubt. I've seen a lot of guys who are or used to be the #1 YouTubers, and I would look at their YouTube channels and I would think, how in the hell is this dude #1? I mean, these guys are sitting there literally sitting down doing video games, just recording themselves playing video games and reacting to it. And I'm thinking like, man, what the hell is it? How are they #1? Or people just do stupid stuff. But this guy, when I look at his YouTube channel, I'm like, this guy deserves to be #1. He doesn't just do crazy stuff to grab your attention. It's naturally interesting in terms of what it is he does. So this guy, the guy that I'm talking about, his name is Mr. Beast. So first off, let's just talk about his name. The guy has a brilliant name in terms of YouTube. It's easy to remember. So without a doubt, he has a great name to begin with. So Mr. Beast does some of the weirdest freaking challenges ever, like the weirdest challenges in terms of YouTube stuff ever, like stuff that you've literally never seen before. And because of these weird ideas, it's like we're naturally craving things that we haven't seen before. And that's what he's showing us on his YouTube channel. So I essentially just changed it in terms of, I filtered it based on his most popular videos. So it's kind of like he puts his #1 videos. I put 100 million Orbeez in my friend's backyard. I don't know what Orbeez is actually. I don't guess he's bees or something. But then the second one is anything you can fit in the circle, I'll pay for. And then there's a little circle thing. It's like, what? Anything you can fit in the circle, I'll pay for? Shoot, let me put Rolex watches. And so it's like some of these things that he has, it's like I spent 50 hours in solitary confinement. Another one, it's not here specifically, but it was kind of, it was a recent video. Let's see. It says something like, I'll pay, yeah. So offering people $100,000 to quit their job. What the heck? These are like crazy, weird ideas that he has, and we are fascinated by weird. So because he creates these weird ass ideas and these crazy ideas with his videos, you naturally want to watch it. So that's the start of Mr. Beast in terms of what it is he's doing to essentially capture the attention of his audience. Now let's talk about the guy's headlines. So the headlines to his videos are freaking great. Like, without a doubt, they're just great. So it's like one of the headlines, let's see. I bought everything in a store challenge. What? You bought everything in a freaking store? Let's see, another one. Surviving 24 hours on a deserted island. So he has like great headlines, or spending 24 hours straight underwater challenge. And these headlines, it's the start of a story. So like spending 24 hours straight underwater challenge, it's the start of a story. As soon as you see that headline, you're like, that's not possible. I mean, you can't spend 24 hours straight underwater. Like, what? What? And so because he starts a story with the headline, you naturally want to click on it to finish the story. So it has this, it's a combination of starting the story with curiosity, with his headlines and everything that he's doing. Let me see, let me filter this out. Let me go to the newest ones again. So let's see, another one, I bought the world's largest mystery box, $500,000. Damn, that's a lot of money for a mystery box. So naturally you want to think, well, what's inside of this freaking $500,000 box? Or selling houses for $1. Like, what? Who the hell? And he has like big mansions and big houses in terms of the thumbnails. So naturally his headlines, it starts a story and it creates curiosity with the headlines. Now, the other thing I want to mention, so it's not just the headline, but if you look at his thumbnails, so his thumbnails, they play off the headline. So it's like the one where he says offering people $100,000 to quit their job. So when you see him, he's holding up, what is it? I mean, he's holding up money, like a few $100 bills. And then you see a guy at McDonald's like, so it's like little things like that with the thumbnail. The thumbnail continues a story of the headline. They play off of each other. Like where he says, I bought everything in 5 stores, and you see him, there's Walmart, and then you see all this stuff that he bought, I guess. And so his thumbnails they're really, really good because they play off of the headline itself. And so it naturally makes you more curious, is kind of say like, well, what the heck is going on? I gotta watch this. Like, it's just natural in terms of what he's doing. The next thing he does really well that captures attention and keeps the attention to grow his following is that he focuses on the reaction of the people. So once you see the brilliant freaking idea, you see the headline, you see the interesting thumbnail, you click on it, and then as you click on it, he shows footage of people's reactions to it. So if you remember back in the day when David Blaine first started, the reason why David Blaine became David Blaine versus all the other magicians is magicians would show the tricks. They would show, oh, let me make something disappear. David Blaine showed the reactions of the people after the trick. So after he would do something, people like, ah, ah, and people would flip out. And so that's what Mr. Beast is doing. Mr. Beast is showing people's reactions because naturally we take our cue on how to react based on how other people react. So when we see people freak out in the video, we're like, dang, what the hell? Oh my goodness. So he did a really great job in terms of focusing on other people's reactions. The next thing he does really well is he uses anticipation a lot. So anticipation in terms of as you're watching the video, you can't help but wait till the end of the challenge or whatever it is he's doing in the video. You can't help but wait to the end of it because it's like it's continuing a story. So there's the anticipation. Like in the video where he does the offering people $100,000 to quit their job, there's a part in there where they order pizza from, I think it's Domino's, Papa John's, and I think Little Caesars or one of them, but they order pizza from 3 different places. And then they say, we're going to give, I think it's a $10,000 tip or something crazy. It's like, we're going to give like a $10,000 tip to whoever comes first. Like whichever delivery driver gets here first, we're going to give them $10,000. So naturally, when you hear that part, you're like, oh, I gotta keep watching.
Whichever pizza is delivered first, we're gonna tip that pizza delivery driver $10,000. Whoever picks that driver that arrives first, we're gonna give your mom $10,000.
Oh yay, my mom.
And naturally that increases his YouTube watch time. And that's like one of the main metrics that YouTube pays attention to is the watch time. So anticipation does that for him perfectly with his videos. Watch him do his videos and you'll see what I'm talking about in terms of like whatever you see, you naturally want to see the very end of it. This next thing that he did, it was actually really brilliant. He took the focus off of himself. So it's like, I'm talking about myself, and he took it off of himself and put it onto other people. So if you filter his videos out based on his oldest videos, you'll see that his oldest videos were basically, it was nothing but him playing video games and reacting to the video games. Because back then, I mean, well, a lot of people were doing that. They were making money off it. They were #1 YouTubers and all that. So he would create the video games. Well, he'd play the video games and try to react to it. So that's what he was trying to do. And I guess he got a pretty good amount of views, but it's nothing compared to what happened after he switched. After he said, okay, I'm no longer going to have the focus on me. It's going to be on them. So it's going to be on these crazy ass ideas. It's going to be on people's reactions to these crazy ass ideas. And that's what he did. He started doing things that had a natural interest, like a big interest in terms of money giveaways and things like that. I mean, that's all he does. He's like giving stuff away, giving money away, whether it's literal money, whether it's cars. After I think one of them, it was like, I'm giving people giving people an Uber ride and then they get the car afterwards. So he's like doing these giveaways, and these giveaways, they have a natural interest, a natural big audience to it. So that's what he was doing, or that's what he continues to do. I'm telling you, this dude is brilliant in terms of the stuff that he's doing with his YouTube channel, but he took the focus off of himself because you got to remember in the beginning, nobody really knows you. Nobody knows you, so they don't really care about you. And it's really hard to get people to care about you when they don't know you. So if you're creating all these videos about yourself, people are like, well, why should I really listen to them and all that? So there's all these barriers that are in front of you when you're creating videos about yourself. But when you start shifting that to someone else or something else that other people find interesting, more interesting, well, now people are like, oh, wow, okay, that's interesting. Eventually they start to say, who's this dude behind the videos? And now they become interested in you. The last thing I want to mention that this guy does that's really brilliant is that it's very visual. So when you are watching his videos, it's the opposite of this video, right? So all you literally see is like basically me just talking. But his videos, like I think one of them, he filled up his brother's house with slime or something like that. And you see the video where they put something in there and it's like, and then just explodes with all his slime or whatever, this paste or something. and it's very visual. So naturally you want to keep watching it because you're like, oh damn, it just looks cool. If you put his videos on mute, it looks interesting. And so that's what I find that's very interesting about his videos. You can just put his videos on mute and naturally you're like, huh. Based on the reactions that you see with people, based on the natural visuals of slime, or he bought up freaking whole stores stuff, and it's naturally interesting in terms of the visuals. And that's how Mr. Beast really captures people's attention to grow his following, to build his audience. I'm telling you, out of all the YouTubers that I've seen, this guy has to be the best that I've seen in terms of people being number one. I feel like he truly deserves to be number one. Whenever I see all these other guys, I'm like, how are they number one? But when I saw this guy, I'm like, this dude deserves to be number one. So watch his videos, learn from him, and then incorporate it into your videos.